welcome to another segment of Keep the Beat with Pete. Today, let's do 8's. And as we said in the, trailer for this little thumbnail, we're going to work on 8's. But in order to do that, you have to work on 4's. Just a few little things, and then we'll get into this very quickly. We're going to cover some basics, some basic phrasing that you can use as keeping in your back pocket to set up your exchanges, your 4's and your 8's. And then we're going to talk about what's really important when you go from there, okay? So, 3 things. We'll cover this in a skeletal swinging 8th notes type of phrasing. That's a running pattern. We'll do a triplet running pattern, and we'll do some 16th note running patterns, some very basic ones that you could write out for yourself, but you'll eventually be able to play them just from memory because they're so basic, okay? And then what I wanted to say is a lot of times when you're trading in the jazz standards, from the Great American Songbook, just a very important thing. If the song has lyrics, a lot of those songs are old love songs, newfound love, lost love, joy about love, and so forth and so on. I just did a cover of I Remember April. That's a love song. Look up the lyrics. And it's about an April romance that eventually fades out. So when you read the lyrics, you don't have to know them like you're going to be a vocalist, but you should know the story because it helps understanding and phrasing. Christian McBride has a show on Conversations with Christian, and a while ago, I think I mentioned this once before, there was an interview. He has a lot of the top jazz players on each week, if you get it on Sirius and maybe some other types of radio stations and so forth. And they're talking, and this guy's one of these, I forget who it was, but it was one of the well-known jazz players said, hey, I was coming up in the world and we were all playing, and one night, like a great ballad player comes in, Ben Webster or Coleman Hawkins, I forget which one it was, somebody who's legendary, and they're like, oh man, we really want to play this really well, and when they're all done, he comes up to him and they give all the regular greetings and says, excuse me, do any of you gentlemen know the lyrics to that song? And they go, no. He goes, I didn't think so. So anyway, know the lyrics. If there are lyrics, know them. There's a story behind them. Find out the story. Why am I saying that? It's very important if you're going to do 8's, 4's, 8's, and then 32-bar choruses, because you're going to hear throughout the history of jazz, those solos are linked very much to the score and the feeling. Okay, with that, that's just a little tip that's very helpful. Okay, so when we're doing 4's, what's one of the things we can do? Okay, one of the main things we could start with is a running pattern that's just skeletal, basic swinging 8th notes. So you would have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then it resolves itself, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Ah! You can start it anywhere. Here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Ah! Right? Okay. That's a basic swinging 8th note running pattern. You can do the same thing with triplets. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's with triplets. And then you can do something with just 16th notes too. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4, and And of course, as we always, you start them anywhere on the phrase, the 1, the 2, the 3, run them through the measures until it's resolving. It's going to resolve, in the 4th bar, you're going to hit it and you're ready to go. Okay, so why did we pick those patterns? Because they're very basic. Can you pick a lot of your other favorite patterns and run them through? Absolutely. I just wanted to lay down some basic ones. Then, that's not enough though. So now you know the feel of the song, song form, and you've got some basic stuff to run with, regardless of, 3-stroke rolls, 5-stroke rolls, these basic little running patterns. You got a lot of paints on your palette. But how are you going to paint these trades, these 4 and 8 bar trades? In this case, 8 bar trades. How are you going to paint that? You're just going to use some out of the book, like form practice drills? No. You need to have the melody locked into your head, and some of these things, as you adapt them to the song, are going to be the relevant parts. So I just did I'll Remember April. Well, the first thing is, get that in your head. Right? Get the song in your head. So your turn comes, so now in this case it was Clifford Jordan's playing the sax trades with Lewis Hayes. A fabulous session. The whole session was just fabulous. In Boomers in New York City. That was in 1973. But that's a live session and you hear that. But the trades are just fabulous. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm drawing from my palette, but I'm adapting that to the score, and I'm just doing it, on the tune. They were playing it at a brisker tempo, but it doesn't matter for the purposes of what we're studying here. We're studying is that, by the way, moderate and slower tempos are just harder in general anyway, but be that as it may. When you know the song form, you got that melody in your head, and you have your stack of basics, and then your more advanced ones, So a lot of times I hear drummers say, oh, I don't know where he's coming up with that idea for those fills. You hear this a lot of times in jazz recordings. People say like, oh, wow, do you dig that? As if it was a drumming thing by itself. Almost never. Unless the drummer is deliberately playing out, as they would say. He's like not necessarily connecting it with the music. It's a super fusion piece, and they did a bunch of riffs, and then he's allowed to go off and do something else. But when you're talking a lot of basic jazz, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and it's connected to the tune. So just know that. And if it's a standard where there's lyrics, Gone with the Wind, I covered that a while ago. Bill Evans did that, and Philly Joe Jones did the solo. That's directly linked to that score. That's another love song. You learn those lyrics. You don't have to learn them like a vocalist. You just need to know the story. Okay, it's a lost love. I didn't know what time it was. Embraceable You. All these things have lyrics. If you're a drummer that's up and coming and you want to play these tunes, know the lyrics, because it'll help you connect, and then your life experience helps you connect up with these trades. Everybody goes like, what does that got to do with it? Almost everything, because now you can have the feeling that goes with all of your musical training, and you put the whole thing together, and that's how you really connect, okay? So I wanted to make this one very short and sweet and direct. Lay your basic foundations, like I had some running patterns there. You may do this with 3-stroke, 5-stroke, 7-stroke rolls that you like to phrase. You may do it with groups of singles and doubles. You can do some swinging paradiddles. You can use a lot of your favorite stickings. Keep them very fundamental and let them be outline sketches. Now you got the song in your head, and they say, okay, drummer, go for 4 or 8. In this case with I'll Remember April, they were trading 8's, and then Lewis Hayes goes into a full 2-chorus solo, and it's very linked to the music. Go listen to it. I'm going to be uploading the cover of the full tune that I did, and the solo is very linked to the music, okay? In fact, you wouldn't come up with that exact type of drumming ideas, those ideas, unless you were phrasing to that song, okay? You should be able to walk, somebody should be able to walk out in your drum solo and come back in and know that you're basically where you are in the actual form, if you're really playing to it. They can walk out and come back in after you've played a whole chorus of it and say, wow, he's starting the second chorus already. I could hear the way he's accenting those pieces, okay? That's how you know you are there, okay? So it's very important to do that, and it's not easy breezy lemon squeezy, but it is something that's very important, and it becomes very valuable for you. Okay, so all you new subscribers, welcome aboard. People that have been with me for a while, thanks for watching. Remember, I'm trying to just lay out the foundations and the basics for you to then create the beat you keep, because it's way more than just a set of beats or licks or grooves. That's all great to know. You should have your favorites and master them, but this is about basic building blocks and framework. Okay, so thanks for watching. Next week I'm going to have the full upload of I'll Remember April. Another valuable thing that you'll hear that Lewis Hayes is doing in that, and a lot of times people don't want to watch a 9 or 10 minute video or whatever, but if you do listen to that song or you watch that, pick up on his comping too, because it's the interplay is also excellent, because he's dancing in and around the rhythm all the way through it. So some interesting comping beats. Same thing, following the melody and working with the bass player Sam Jones, I believe it was, and Clifford Jordan, and then of course Cedar Walton. So the interplay is a fabulous study just in itself. Okay, thanks for watching. Peace out.